Hey everyone, and welcome to the video. Today we're going to be talking about, well, more facts about me. When I first started this channel almost a year ago, one of the videos that I posted was 31 facts about me, just so you could get to know me. So today I thought I'd probably do around 18 or 19 more. So newcomers to the channel know a bit more about me too. So I'm going to link the original video down below and let's hop into today's. So number one is I'm a night owl. I do not do mornings. Even when I had to get up early to go places and be up at like 6:45, I still did not like mornings. I am more active at night, as in my brain's more active at night. And that can be a challenge, especially when you're trying to sleep, because your brain just doesn't want to shut off. So yeah, I like doing things more at night than during the day. And sometimes that's not a good thing. I've tried being a morning person, but nope. It just doesn't work. Number 2 and number 3 go hand in hand. I love watching anime. I've talked about the video games types that I like during my last one, as well as explaining that I love Studio Ghibli in my last one. But this one is I love anime in general. I like romance anime, mech anime, slice of life type of ones, and some comedies as well. Some anime titles that I really love are Snow White with the red hair, The Ancient Magus Bride. I grew up with Ghost in the Shell standalone complex. Things like the Gundam series, a series called Initial D, which was about street racing within the different prefectures of Japan. And that's what actually probably kick-started my love of Formula One at some point, other than seeing why my dad loved it so much. And the third one, which is the second part to this, is I'm on the fence when it comes to the double sub debate. I think there are benefits to both. Sometimes I find it easier watching a dubbed anime, especially while I'm eating, because I can't read subtitles and eat at the same time. But at the same time, I love watching things in Japanese because it's a lot more... I just like watching it in Japanese more. But like I said, when it comes to certain things, dubs are more easier to do than subs. But I prefer both. But I do get where the argument comes from. And I prefer subs more to dubs. But because I'm someone with a vision impairment, both work for different reasons. Let's go on to number 4. And that is, I cannot stand the cold or winter. My muscles hate it. But again, as someone with a physical disability, the different weather can affect your muscles in different ways, and the cold makes everything seize and tense up more than it would in the summertime. I mean, I have problems with the heat, especially with my feet swelling sometimes, but yeah, I prefer a little more heat than I do the freezing cold. Number 5 is I scare easily. Geez, I have earphones in a lot when I'm doing things at home because there's a lot going on around me. Having either earphones in like this or like these ones is easier to hear things, but at the same time, I'm jumpy and I get scared a lot. To clarify, this is actually just when someone walks into a room and I do not notice them. When I'm home alone, I obviously don't have them out, and depending on certain situations in the community, I also don't have them in, but I still can get a bit jumpy if someone comes up from behind me and scares the living daylights out of me. So it goes both ways, whether I have them in or not. I'm just a jumpy person. I don't know if anyone actually notices this, because I actually do sometimes take my time, but I am actually bad at explaining things. And I'm bad at giving directions as well. I find it more easy to show people than I do to try to explain it, like verbally to people. So I love ice cream, right? I mean, who doesn't? I mean, sometimes my stomach doesn't because I'm lactose intolerant, but there is a tablet that I can take called Lactase, which eases it. But one of my I have certain flavor combinations that I love. For instance, I can have mint choc chip and mango all within the same cone or cup. I don't know if that's appetizing to some, but whether it's on its own or together, I like mint choc chip and mango, and obviously strawberry and vanilla. But also flavors like cookies and cream, like the Oreo mixed in with it, or passion fruit. Passion fruit is actually a good ice cream flavor too, as well as butterscotch. Butterscotch. But yeah, those are my favorite ice cream flavors, and I sometimes mix and match and they still taste alright. And number 8, we're going to stick on food, and I love cheesecake. I've got a sweet tooth if you haven't noticed. But yeah, I love strawberry cheesecake and caramel cheesecake and white chocolate cheesecake. Number 9 is I like making my own vodka mixes. Within the last year, I think I've tried to experiment with putting different things within it. So this could be like pineapple juice or pineapple flavoring in general. I love pineapple. But yeah, I've been experimenting with things like Coke or Pepsi or Fanta. Mostly the orange Fanta. I haven't tried with I think it's grape or raspberry. But I've also put things like Mountain Dew and Solo into it too. And if we're actually going to be talking about alcohol, vodka isn't the only thing I drink. I also drink Midori. Number 10. I may like the Formula 1, but I'm bad at racing games. If we're going to also talk about games I'm not good at, I'm not good at rhythm games either. But yeah, I love the Formula 1. And I mentioned that in my last Get to Know Me video. But I'm bad at racing games. Number 11. The type of YouTube channels I watch. There are a few disability ones that I watch. I watch Molly Burke. Then there's Sam with the Blind Life, who focuses on technology, assistive technology for the blind and visually impaired. Then we've got Squirmy and Grubs. I also watch BookTube as well. I like watching people explain why they love books and what books they like and what they think about certain series. I also like watching arts videos as well. So one of the channels that I watch does liquid pours with different paint mediums. And watching him do it is actually relaxing. And it's also great to see someone's creativity come to life. One of the things that I've been watching on YouTube recently is Am I the Asshole posts on YouTube from Reddit. I don't know how I came down this rabbit hole. It just came up on YouTube one day, and it started off with Am I the Asshole wedding posts, and it went downhill from there. Then I found another channel who does a wide range of content. Then I found another, and then I found 2 more just recently. And I find them interesting. Well, looks like I already talked about the next one with I don't like rhythm games. I'm not good at rhythm games, so Formula One and rhythm games got mixed into. The next one on my list is I used to love the Assassin's Creed series. I love how it melded modern day with history, and I love how they melded it in with the Assassins and the Templars and an alternate history setting. But Assassin's Creed Odyssey, which I don't consider an Assassin's Creed game for various reasons, is one of the entries in the series that I do not like. I mean, I don't have a problem with ancient Greek settings. And I do actually like the fact that Cassandra's line in general actually ties in to Aya's route within Assassin's Creed Origins. Because Cassandra is actually the canon character, but Ubisoft have problems with female leads, I've noticed. Like, that's just my interpretation. So they put Alexios as a second playable character, but he's not the canon. If you actually look at Assassin's Creed, like the timeline, you'll find that, like I said, Cassandra is the canon. Because she is, I think, Aya in Assassin's Creed Origins, either grandmother or great-grandmother, or even maybe her daughter. Cassandra's daughter? Anyway, Aya is the descendant of Cassandra, is what I'm trying to say. But then there was Valhalla. I love Norse mythology, but Valhalla is one of the worst entries in the series. That has more to do with the Assassin's Order than Odyssey ever will, but kind of ruined my enjoyment of it. I don't know why I'm putting this in there, but I don't like cockroaches. I don't think a majority of people like cockroaches, but I really hate cockroaches. I've got no problem with disposing of cockroaches. I just think they're icky. Let's talk about my favorite colors. I like colors like aqua and turquoise and mid to dark purple or a babyish blue, like a powder blue. I like certain greens as well, more like an emeraldy green. I'm bad at promoting myself. And what I mean by that is I'm actually bad at promoting this channel. I'm not ashamed of it. Don't get me wrong. I'm, like I said, not ashamed. But I'm just bad at putting it out there. Yeah, I did actually start at the beginning, but then I lost, momentum. So number 18 is I like watching making of documentaries. I always have. I've always liked seeing how things work. Like, for instance, the gaming studio Naughty Dog recently put out their making of The Last of Us Part 2. Now, I didn't like The Last of Us Part 2. That's why I never did the accessibility in gaming feature on it, even though the features within that game are amazing. By the time I finished, got halfway and was on the home stretch, I had enough. I do not like that game. And yet I'll stick by what I said. I don't like horror titles. But The Last of Us Part 1 was actually one of the games that I really did like because of the story. But The Last of Us Part 2, I didn't. But I still liked actually watching the Grounded Part 2 documentary on how they made the game. That I'll watch. Because like I said, I like watching making of documentaries. It's one of the favorite things that I used to do when I was younger with DVD commentaries and the behind the scenes stuff That stuff's always interested me. I love it. It's a shame that we don't get more of it these days because I'd love to dissect certain things. I used to love doing it with the Studio Ghibli movies as well because seeing how the process of how it was done was always fascinating. So yeah, I like making of documentaries. And number 19, our last point, when I was in my early 20s, I was studying wedding planning. So I'm technically still probably certified to plan weddings and different events. That is something I wanted to do. I originally wanted to actually be a wedding celebrant and a funeral celebrant, like a celebrant in general, someone who officiates events. But my talking in front of people phobia got in the way of that, so I chose wedding planning instead. So yeah, that is my video for this week. Also, the link to my Get to Know Me Part 1 is down in the description below, and I shall see you next time. Bye everyone.